Okay, guys, so I'm back. It's Mark Pyers, home-based business tax coach and wealth coach, the CEO and founder of the Academy of Financial Education. And as always, on behalf of myself as well as my beautiful wife and business partner, Mrs. Lavita Pyers, also the CEO of the Academy of Financial Education. And so, guys, what I want to do is I want to be really transparent. Today is January 30th, 2019. And I want to share with you some information and why you should seriously consider converting some of your depreciable paper dollars into gold. Guys, there is a major financial shift on the horizon, and you have got to be prepared. And so let's take a look at this information. How much gold did the Federal Reserve purchase in 2018? Okay, so we can see that the first article here says central banks go on gold buying spree over dollar worries. The next article here is from CNBC. It says gold buying by the central banks at highest level in almost 3 years. Let's take a look at this article here. And so again, guys, this is being reported by CNBC News, okay? This article was actually published November the 1st, 2018, and it says gold buying by central banks hit this highest level in almost 3 years. So let me see if I can expand this so you guys can read along with me. Okay, so let's kind of go through this. It says gold buying by central banks reaches its highest level since the fourth quarter of 2015. Around $5.82 billion was spent during the third quarter to boost central bank reserves. The third pointer says the buying was offset by a heavy selling of gold-backed funds during the same period. Now, I want to point out something. The United States dollar has not been on the gold standard since 1971. In 1933, the American public was stripped of having physical gold to back up the purchasing power of their U.S. dollar. But in 1971, President Nixon took the U.S. off of the gold standard. And so let's jump down into this article, guys, and let's see why the central banks are buying real money gold. Okay, so I'm going to highlight where I'm reading so you guys that are watching this can follow along. It says central banks around the world has upped their spending on gold to the highest level in almost 3 years, according to the World Gold Council. More than 148 metric tons of gold, that's a lot of gold, were bought by the national banks in the 3 months to the end of September, a rise of 22% on the same period last year. Wow, guys, that's a lot of buying of gold. It says using the current spot price of $1,223 per troy ounce, the gold purchases by the banks added up to $5.82 billion spending spurred on the precious metals. Guys, remember, that number is higher because currently right now, again, 1 ounce of gold on the stock market is $1,326. Now, here's a name that's been in the news associated with our president. Russia's central bank led the buying, purchasing more than 92 tons of gold. This marked the country's biggest quarterly net purchase on record that stretched back to 1993. What is going on with all of these countries and banks hoarding gold? Yet, American citizens are in the dark. It said, and I quote, in May of this year, the Russian Central Bank First Deputy Governor Dmitry Tulin told lawmakers in the lower house of parliament that gold, a 100% guarantee from legal and political risk. Guys, that's a great store of value. Wow. All right, let's continue. The WGC, a nonprofit association of the world leading gold purchaser, said other big buyers of gold during the third quarter were the central banks of Turkey, 18.5 tons of gold. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce this country here, but I do know that it's in the central of Asia, 13.4 tons of gold. In India, 13.7 tons of gold. Guys, we're talking about just the latter part of 2018. What is going on? It says in Europe, the national banks of Poland and Hungary also ramped up their gold purchases. According to the WGC, the letter has said that buying in the enhance of long-term stability of its reserve. It says gold is often considered a hedge against the fall in the value of the U.S. dollar. During the third quarter, the dollar index ticked up by around 0.7%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what they don't teach you in school about gold. See, gold is the protector of the value of your money. In all of these countries that we just spoke about, they understand this. Gold is often considered a hedge against any fall in the value of the U.S. dollar. Wow. All right, let's get ready to wrap this up, guys. It goes on to say, despite the appetite of several central banks, the price of gold fell around 4% during the period, slipping below $1,200 per troy ounce to hit its lowest level since January 2017. Bullion has since seen a positive month in October, rising by 2%. Well, again, guys, like I said, today is January the 30th, 2019, and 1 ounce of gold is at $1,326. And so even though you're going to watch gold kind of dip sometimes, that is when people are taking large sums of cash when they're cashing in their gold because they've made profit. I hope you guys got that. Okay. The WGC said while central banks' demand was complemented by buying of physical bars and coins, juries, and orders from technology firms, investors took flight. Wow. All right. Wrapping this up, guys. It says data revealed by the council revealed that selling of gold-backed exchange-traded funds, ETFs, guys, this is paper gold, okay, not physical gold, in the third quarter resulted in sales of more than 116 tons of precious metals. The overall net effect was that gold demand in the third quarter was 964.3 tons of physical gold, 6.2 tons higher on year-over-year basis. Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, whether you want to buy into a conspiracy that there is a financial tsunami headed towards the U.S. dollar or not, you cannot deny the facts that some of the wealthiest countries and some of the richest bankers are backing up their money with physical gold. And here's my question. If the very entity, the Federal Reserve, the central banking system that creates our money, that manipulates our interest rate, that controls the value of your money, that controls the value of the world reserve currency, is running to back itself up with physical gold, don't you think it might make a little bit of common sense that you do the same for your family? So guys, now I want to discuss why most Americans do not understand gold as money. What year was it ruled illegal for Americans to hold physical gold?
According to Only Gold, yes, in this country, from 1933 to 1974 it was illegal for U.S. citizens to own gold in the form of gold bullion without a special license.
So from 1933 to 1974. So guys, for 41 years in this country, the knowledge that gold is money was lost. And a total of 86 years today. This is why the vast amount of Americans are perishing financially, because the school system never taught us that gold is money. Yet the central bank, the Federal Reserve, and all major countries still understand that every fiat currency, which is a paper currency not backed by physical assets, has a 100% track record of declining in purchasing power. Wow. Okay, let's go down and look at some more information, guys. Let's jump over to Wikipedia. And so, guys, I'm going to read over the Gold Reserve Act. I want you guys to really see how the government stripped the American people of some valuable information about real money, and this is why we continue to have to work for money because of inflation. Okay, let's read through this. The United States Gold Reserve Act of January 30th, 1934 required that all gold and gold certificates held by the Federal Reserve be surrendered and vested in the sole title of the United States Department of Treasury. Gold Reserve Act. The United States Gold Reserve Act of January 30th, 1934 required all gold and gold certificates held by the Federal Reserve to be surrendered and vested in the sole title of the United States Treasury. The Gold Reserve Act outlawed most private possession of gold, forcing individuals to sell it to the United States Treasury, after which it was stored in the United States Bullion Depository at where? Fort Knox. And guys, look how they protected that gold. Wow. The act also changed the nominal price of gold from $20.67 per troy ounce to $35. This price change incentivized foreigner investors to export gold to the United States while simultaneously devaluing the U.S. dollar in an attempt to spark inflation. Wow. Guys, what this just said is that the government in 1934 ordered the American people to turn in their gold, which was valued at $20.67 per troy ounce. Then they changed the price per ounce to $35. This price change incentivized foreigner investors to export gold to the United States while simultaneously devaluing what? The U.S. dollar in an attempt to spark inflation. Inflation is another form of taxation. Wow. It says the increase in gold reserves due to the price change as well as the confiscation clause resulted in a large accumulation of gold in the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury. So the government robbed the people of the real money, gold. It says the increase in the money supply lowered real interest rates, which increased investment and durable goods. Wow. Talk about manipulation. All right, let's wrap this up. It said a year earlier, 1933, Executive Order 6102 had made a criminal offense of the U.S. citizens to own or trade gold anywhere in the world. I want to stop right here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you have got to exchange as many of your declining paper dollars for real gold. You know what this reminds me of is during slavery, it was forbidden to teach a slave how to read. And now that we have the right to read, we've always had the right, but now that we have the right under man's law to learn how to read, and we don't take advantage of reading, guys, I'm telling you, it is a total embarrassment for the people that have fought for the rights that we have today. Listen to this. A year earlier, in 1933, Executive Order 6102 had made it a criminal offense for U.S. citizens. Guys, this is supposed to be the land of the free. We're supposed to be the country leading the way of having freedom. And yet our government stole our money and then made a law that would be a criminal offense for you and I to own or trade gold anywhere in the world. Somebody explain to me how this is any different than enslavement. Guys, I am unapologetic for my passion to share this information. It says, with exception for some jewelry and some collected coins, These prohibitions were relaxed starting in 1964. Gold certificates were again allowed for private investors on April 24th, 1964, although the obligation to pay, listen to this, although the obligation to pay the certificate holder on demand in gold would not be honored. Wow. By 1975, Americans could again freely own and trade gold. The Gold Reserve Act authorized the Executive Stabilization Fund to use assets as were not needed for exchange, market stabilization to deal in government securities. Wow. Guys, this is why you have got to exercise your right to protect your family's wealth. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you just learned over the few short minutes is a history about money that has been lost for 86 years and untaught in our educational system. The very reason why many people work 30 to 40 years of their lives just to retire to get another job. You cannot outwork an inflationary system with a linear income, and you cannot store wealth in a fiat currency. If you guys would like to learn how to be able to exchange some of your declining paper dollars for physical gold and establish yourself an opportunity to earn extra income, reduce your taxes legally, ethically, and morally, and to free yourself from the current system of debt, we want to invite you to take a serious look at Karatbars International. Guys, it's absolutely free to get all the information. It's absolutely free to establish yourself a gold savings account that will protect your wealth while allowing you to build generational wealth. And with that being said, I want to thank you again for your time and attention on behalf of myself, as well as my beautiful wife and business partner, Mrs. Lavita Pyers. Guys, we're going to put the link inside of the subject of this video. Go to www.theinformedside.com. If you have any questions, guys, fill out the form for more information, and we look forward to being a blessing to you and your family. Remember, guys, to comment on this video, hit the like button, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and click the little bell so the next time that we share information like this, you'll be notified immediately. With that being said, guys, we won't see you at the top. We'll see you at www.theinformedside.com.